Hello again, Speedrun viewers, and welcome back to the winners quarterfinals of GSA SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom No SBA Any Percent Winner Invitational. Today's match features two of the best players left in this tournament in Jackalacka and Tower. These two have been playing the game as long as anyone, and both are sitting firmly in the top 10 of the NSBA leaderboards. This match is going to be as close as any other, and I fully expect this one to come down to the very end. I'm pleased to be joined by my fellow co-commentators, Jessway and Cullen Wino. What are you guys expecting out of this race?
Well, after you, Colin.
Oh, I think it's going to be pretty neat. We got two competitors, Jackalacka and Tower. Both of them are pretty evenly matched, so I think we're going to see some nice moves from both players for this one.
Yeah, as for me, like you mentioned, Haas, these guys are just two guys. They've been running the game as long as anyone else. You know, they have those top 10 spots on the boards. This is the kind of play, especially in this winner's semis of the tournament. We're going to see some good play from these guys. I guarantee it.
Agreed wholeheartedly with both of you. Very excited for this one. And it looks like we will be off now.
All right, there we go.
Trying to get both of these guys synced up.
Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain! I can't hear you! Aye, aye, Captain! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
We're having some technical difficulties so far trying to get both of these runners synced up. Please bear in mind.
Hopefully, we see some very expert pineapple execution by Tower. Oh boy, he got that oat skip. Nice.
The most important strat in early game, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
The most important strat in the first 20 seconds of Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I agree. If you miss it, you know, you could lose maybe like a couple frames. So it's really important that they get this trick first try. But it looks like both runners are going to get it no problem at all.
Imagine if oat skip was actually what determined races. Is that the future?
Imagine if it's what determined the difference between a 58 flat and a 57.
Oh no.
Really
Well,
makes you
either way,
think.
looks like both runners are going to be entering Jellyfish Fields right now. See how this goes. Now, these are two high-level players, so both players are more than likely going to be doing Hammer Skip and Pat's Hammer, and both of those are high-risk, high-reward strats used at the highest level of play.
I expect Jack to go for a bit of safety here, perhaps go for the checkpoint and do the bubble bash strat at the top of the hammer. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the Jackalacka patented strat. I think he's the one that's done it the most in the tournament, and then other people have kind of opted to adopt it as well when they feel the need.
Yeah, but if either runners miss any of these tricks that are coming up, it could be a potentially huge time loss.
Still early on, anything can happen to separate or push these two further.
It's true, but we have seen in the the last few races where these guys will start off with differences, but losing time to hammer skip this early on, it can have effects if your opponent doesn't end up slipping out in the rest of the run. It's kind of a situation you want to avoid having to be in.
Alright, it looks like Jackalacka is going to get the safety strat for hammer skip. So will Tower. Nicely done.
So Jack will be a few seconds ahead coming out of here. But the most important thing is that both of them got it in a relatively quick manner.
All right, so now we're gonna see. I've seen a few people I think have decided not to do Pat's Hammer, but I think for the most part, most of the runners have. So we'll see what Jackalacka does.
I think at the level both of these guys are at right now, they're too used to it to not do it.
Yeah, especially Jackalacka with his experience with 16%. There's no doubt that he's going to go for Pat's Hammer. And it looks like he's setting up for the trick right now. Let's see how this goes for him.
Meanwhile, Tower's going to set up as well. He's going to go for it too. So let's see how this goes for both of these guys. Jack
Ooh.
Oh no.
missing the hammer. Does he get the backup? No, he
Oh,
doesn't.
no.
Oh, that was close though. But Tower's going to get it first try.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh man, that's
That
a
was
rough one for Jack. He
that
almost got
was
the
unfortunate.
backup. All right, he gets it that time. Yeah, so it's gonna lose him about 7 seconds there. looks
Tower
like.
gets back in front, but still not too far behind is Jack.
Yeah, Jack had a little bit of a buffer there, getting a slightly better hammer skip off, so only a little bit behind.
Looks like Tower is going to be doing the cutscene skip. He's going to be entering Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, it's I haven't seen anyone mess up the cutscene skip here, but I've wondered what would happen if one of these guys ended up missing it. It loses a decent amount of time to miss it, but I don't think I've seen anyone miss it in the whole tournament yet.
Yeah, but right now it looks like Tower has a solid 11-second lead on Jackalacka already in this race.
Of course, as usual, one of the biggest turning points early on in this game, Seedle will be coming up not too long after they finish off Tiki's. And we've seen both of these guys have a bit of a hard time with that segment in this tournament so far.
Yes, Sea Needle could really make or break either of these players' runs. Looks like Tower finishing up Tiki's Go Boom. Jackalacka doing the same.
You've just met the Sponginator.
This segment is really mainly about movement. There aren't really any tricks to be done here. It's just making sure you make the right decisions, have good jump spacing, and really have muscle memory down right.
Yeah, but looks like Tower is going to be heading over to this next section.
So I saw a couple questions on it while we have a little bit of downtime, but I think it's worth explaining oat skip because it's actually very obscure. I didn't know what it was until I had been running the game for like 2 years, not gonna lie. But basically in the pineapple, there's like that text box cutscene that happens when you interact with the typewriter area in the kitchen, and it's a note from Mr. Krabs that he leaves, and SpongeBob makes a comment on it where he says, "Oh, look, a note." And getting oat skip is you are so fast and you're so professional at the game that you press B so quickly that SpongeBob doesn't get to say the oat part in the note.
Thank you for the history lesson, Professor Sway.
You're welcome.
Looks like Tower is starting up Sea Needle. Looks like he's gonna get the first segment. And let's see how Jackalacka does.
Yeah, this is going to be the beginning of that section where you don't want to see them lose time, but if someone does, it's a big deal. You know, we saw, especially in the race yesterday, we had
Oh, Tower having a little bit of trouble.
yeah, I
Did
think
he
missed
recover
one.
that?
I think he
missed-
missed one.
Yeah, he hit
missed
that
one.
last floating Tiki.
Okay.
Yep.
It's good that he recognized that, because missing that would be pretty unfortunate.
That's gonna put him behind Cycle. Really good second windmill from Jack, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
so-
the kind of thing we're talking about is like yesterday in the race too. Like, people have been kind of flubbing Sea Needle, and if you just slightly, even if you make minor mistakes, it can cost you huge amounts of time just because of the cyclic nature of Sea Needle.
Yeah, and well, it looks like Tower is ahead of Jackalacka. Jackalacka is going to be able to get a quicker cycle on this Sea Needle thing, which will
Jack
actually
had
save him quite a lot
plenty
of
of
time.
Jack had
Yeah,
plenty
he
of time
had
to
plenty
set
of
that
time.
one
That
up.
was clean. Yeah, see, he made it there later, but ended up getting out of there faster than Tower did just because of the cycles. Oh, slightly getting hit there before getting off with the button, but it's not gonna lose that much time.
So Jack's now ahead by a little bit.
Yeah, but you know, there was a pretty big gap. There was like an 11-second gap between both the players, and now Jackalacka has a lead. Alright, so this race is now back to being a close one.
Yeah, the guys are synced up.
Moves.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so coming up is rooftops, and the thing with rooftops is that there's not too much that can go wrong, but there is a little bit of a subtle optimized movement at the beginning that determines whether or not you can make some faster cycles, save you a couple seconds throughout the whole segment.
Yeah, it can really make the difference between. Yeah, it can save like 5 or 6 seconds if you get the cycle.
Yeah.
There's a few backups.
It takes a while. I've found that to get the rooftops movement down perfectly.
Yeah, it's something that kind of happens as you continue to play the game. It's like an evolution. Alright, so both these guys looking crispy so far with that invisible wall skip. I'm gonna close out that first part of rooftops. I'm gonna go on and switch to Sandy. Do some cutscene skipping.
Skipping the chuck.
It's a good thing. I've gotten hit by that.
Who hasn't?
After the
Who
cutscene.
hasn't?
It's kind of hard because usually he just misses you completely, but those of us that are fortunate enough to get hit have a fun time losing like 10 seconds.
Yeah, but it looks like both players are going to get the fast fast cycle early on. Now there's actually 2 parts to getting the perfect cycle. So the first half is the little like levitating platform. The second one is the other. Oh no, looks like Jack's going to get hit by the fodder.
Yeah.
But the second one is the moving platform up ahead, which you guys will see, which shimmies from side to side. And let's see. It looks like Jackalacka is going to catch the cycle. So is Tower.
There we go.
Tower
Jack
looking a little bit
barely
ahead
made
right
it
now.
that platform.
Yeah, he barely made it.
Yeah, but that just goes to show how good his movement is. He still took a hit from the fodder, and he was still able to get
Yeah.
the cycle.
And I think that shows too, like how synced up these guys are right now, how evenly matched they are. Literally, all it took was for Jack to get hit by a fodder for him to lose the slight lead that he had.
Pretty neck and neck early on.
I agree. We have ourselves a race.
Yep, and that's not likely to change coming out of Lighthouse. So going into Goo Lagoon, things are going to get a little spicy, and we'll see how both of these guys do on early Towers Glide.
Yeah, not only early Towers glide, but the bash. And it looks like Towers having a little bit of trouble climbing up on top of the door.
Ooh, it's the little things, man.
Oh no.
Yeah, there we go. So Jack with that slight lead again, and that's kind of that back and forth nature. You know, these guys have to keep the subtle movements nice and clean because it's gonna come down to that. I'm telling you, with these guys, like they're both probably going to void a good amount of major mistakes. So it's just gonna come down to the little things at the end of the day.
Like for example, Jack took a little longer to get that wheel than Tower did.
There's nothing like the smell of
Ooh, but Tower did get the, I'm sorry, Jackalacka did get the boost.
It's true.
So both players are closer than before. Yeah, it looks like Tower only has about a 3 or 4 second lead.
Yeah, it's very slight, and we're gonna see how that changes going into Goo Lagoon in a second. I was gonna say Sea Needle. I don't know why. But first, we have to annoy Squidward.
Looks like Jackalacka is going to be doing the double jump strat. Saves a little bit of time.
How would you guys feel if SpongeBob was just jumping in your face?
I would call the cops.
Alright, Tower
And
getting
then-
nailing that skip.
And then I'd hide the drugs. Wait, what?
What? Jackalacka also nailing the skip. Yeah, that cutscene skip, and that's one of the skips that like we just started doing recently, even though it technically could have been done since we started, you know, playing the game, but people just started doing it recently.
Jack choosing to not do the monsoon cutscene skip here. Tower going for it. Gives him a few seconds ahead.
Yeah, but everything can change because they have the 1 frame sock up ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just missing the one frame like once for Tower, or not once, I guess twice.
Tower gets a first try.
Yeah, first try. Doesn't give Jack the opportunity to catch up. All right, Jack gets a second try. Not bad. And that's looking clean from Tower. That's the first try, early Tower's glide there. We're gonna see Jack go for it. He gets the same.
Nice.
Nice stuff.
Now will
Let's
they
see how
get?
this bash
Now,
goes.
will they
Yeah,
get
they
the
have
slide
to.
bash first try?
Yeah,
Tower
not
now?
quite from Tower.
Not get enough distance on that.
That should be. Oh, he got a one. He got a one frame off it. All
Looks
right.
like
wow.
Jack got
Yeah,
a first try.
Tasty first try. Is Tower gonna make it? Okay, he
Ooh,
barely makes it.
Barely. That was too close. That was way
That was
too
way too close.
This is a seesaw, man.
Yeah,
It's
they're
a
just going back and
C
forth.
needle.
I would like to apologize on behalf of my co-commentator Colin Wino.
Looks like Jackalacka. Ooh,
I
looks
think
like he's
he-
going
yeah,
for the special
yeah.
strats on
Barely.
the bumper boats.
Barely.
Yeah, no.
Now Tower slightly gaining on Jackalacka.
Yeah,
Let's see
they're
how Tower
neck and
climb
neck.
goes.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to Tower climb. We're gonna see if they can make sure to cash in on these shinies. I know a few people have kind of been missing this, but Jack's good, Tower's good, and we're gonna see all greens from these guys. Actually, Tower does have a little bit of a shiny advantage on Jack, so we'll see how that ends up later in the run.
I mean,
Oh, these
Tower should be
players
able
are
to get
so
this
close.
first try. His name is Tower,
Yeah.
after all.
I agree.
Hey,
this entire race depends on whether or not he can get the Tower climb
Hey,
first try.
Hey, I had to make the bad joke too.
Hey, don't
All
worry,
right, so we're gonna
I'll
see
keep
both
them
these guys
coming.
go for it, bash at the same time. Oh, Jack's gonna
Oh.
get a first try while Tower gets a second try.
Yeah, that's my bad. Commentator's curse.
The Tower climb.
Slight advantage here to Jack now as we go into this last part of Pier.
See if they can get the Ferris wheel cutscene skip here. We have seen some people miss it. Rare to miss it at this stage, but
Alright, so let's
It's
see.
possible, definitely possible.
Jack looks like he got it. Yep.
Jack
And
gets
so
it.
Both runners
Tower
are going to
gets
get
it.
the Ferris wheel cutscene skip. Nicely done.
Nice.
all right, guys, let's cut it out.
Alright, both runners are going to be entering the sea caves.
All right, so now as we clean out this last part of Goo Lagoon, we're gonna see both of these guys head into Poseidon to take on the first boss. Not really a shocking segment in terms of time lost, time gain, or anything, but it is a good opportunity to see some subtle differences in the way both of these guys play. Every player has kind of their own flavor, their own brand, if you will, of Robo Sandy manipulations. in
I know
order to
Jack.
save
I know
future-
Jack as a seasoned 16% runner has to be paying really close attention to his Poseidon max.
Oh, sure. For
It
sure.
looks like he's going to go for the sock on top.
Wow, both of them went to left side. Respect.
Wow, they're so close.
Very close one.
Yeah, it's gonna be neck and neck going into Poseidon. They're so close that just the act of menuing is kind of trading them time. Whoever menus faster kind of catches up. I think this is one of the first times I've seen a race this close, this early in the run at least.
Darn near synced up. As a reminder, the winner of this race will go on to race Unova in the winner's semis, and the loser will go on to race Ringo Tongo in the losers.
Oh, this is incredible. They're essentially nearly perfectly they are perfectly insane.
It was like the same.
I think Tower got
This
a.
is
I think Tower saved time by mashing A faster.
Either that or loads. Oh wow, this is.
Oh my god.
The robot better change tactics.
All right, let's see whose A button mashing game is more on point. Tower.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Now that I get a good look at it, it looks like They're both like Tower got an advantage just by pressing A faster.
Clothesline move.
That's how close this is right now. And you can see there, you can see that example I'm talking about where both these guys have slightly different setups for Poseidon.
Losing its head.
Tower was able to get to that
By Patrick.
to Sandy's head faster than Jack, so that certainly saved him some time over him.
Yeah, it looks like Tower ahead by like a second right now. This is insane.
The old clothesline
This is
might-
why this is why you watch this, man.
They might actually exit Poseidon at the same time. I would not be surprised at this point.
This is why you pay a ticket to see the game.
Oh, nice flying.
This is why you come out to the ballpark.
By Patrick.
This is why we play pickup games on the playground, guys.
Didn't think Poseidon would be one of the more interesting segments of this race, but here we are.
Yeah.
Considering this has pretty much always been an auto scroller.
Yeah, exactly. But that's kind of where that flavor comes in. You know, the individual runner texture of the manips, for those small second optimizations.
Sling. The old clothesline move.
Now, one thing to remember is that even the slightest mistake from Tower in Poseidon, it could give Jackalacka the
What an opening
the
for a
lead that he might need to win this one.
with opening.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, what an uppercut.
All right, so it looks like right now Jack behind by 2 seconds, and I actually think that the reason, in part from the cutscenes, is also
Whoa.
just that Tower has been doing a better job of positioning himself on that phase 2.
Nice move
The head
by
just landed
SpongeBob.
closer
This
to the
match is just
the
about
electricity sticking out there than Jack did.
I don't know, and I have a feeling that maybe loads, like loading screen times, might have a very, very, very slight amount to do with it. But I feel like it's important enough to mention.
I mean that and that's the thing right now is that they're so close that their load speeds might be what's separating him, as they both exit within 2 seconds of each other. This is insane right now. They're both going to go into Poseidon. This will give him another opportunity.
They're going
in the
back to
tree dome.
Poseidon, round 2.
They're in the tree dome. Leave me alone. To see how RNG affects this. Because that's how close we are now too. Is that the RNG in here could affect the outcome of who comes out ahead.
Looks like both players
Really
are going to
good.
go for the swag star.
All right, but Jack took a little bit of a lead there just because Tower had to go back and bubble wand.
Yeah, Jackalacka pulling ahead.
1 second difference.
Tower is behind because he had to bubble wand. Think about that. Think about that.
Every
Yeah, that's just
little
how close this match
That's
is.
how close this is right now.
every little movement difference is just gonna add up, man.
It's adding up. He's behind by a bubble wand. That's
Oh,
insane.
Jack
No.
kind of
Jack having some
flubbing
issues here.
SpongeBob storage here. That gives Tower some leeway.
This is insanely close, and they haven't even gotten out of mid game yet.
We're not even at Dream.
Oh, little
Oh!
from Jack. He got
Jackalacka with the safety, the recovery.
I
That
don't
would have
know,
been catastrophic.
That,
for him.
that,
giving me a
that,
heart.
was kind of sus.
I have to say, I agree.
You know, I have to agree on this one.
All right, so now Tower's got a little bit of a lead, but we'll see. Again, we do have an opportunity for Jack to catch up here in the Krusty Krab. There's going to be some RNG in there, so we'll see who ends up getting a little bit of a better situation in there. If Tower gets modest RNG, as long as Jack gets good RNG, there's an opportunity for him to sync back up with Tower. And if Tower gets really bad RNG, then we could also see Jack pull ahead. So we'll see what comes out of this right now. We're going to see Tower gets a pretty decent RNG. He gets hit, though. Oh, and Jack with a pretty solid RNG there didn't get hit. Yeah, so it was slightly faster than Jack, but Tower still, just because he was ahead, got out of there first.
Now this is where we're gonna see the race become really interesting. SpongeBob's Dream is always one of the biggest turning points in any of these races.
Yeah, this kind of beginning of mid game can be huge. You know, this is where a lot of players that are new or de-rusting have a lot of trouble. But at the higher level, it's just a matter of who can pull it off consistently.
Let's see how this slide skip goes.
Pretty
So
clean.
good from Tower. That was very fast.
Oh,
from
same
both
from Jack too.
Yeah.
Getting some really good gameplay from both of these guys.
Oh, they both got the bull strat. All right, so we're gonna see them defer a little bit. We're gonna see Tower. He's gonna go for something else here. Probably gonna go for oil skip. Yeah.
Oil skip coming up for Tower. Jack's gonna do Sandy Nut.
This is just a matter of what order you feel like doing it in. Tower actually a little short there. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
barely.
that was very close.
Made it. He barely got that ledge grab.
I
too.
didn't know
thought-
if he was gonna
yeah.
make that.
Well, no, because the bubble wand can prevent you from grabbing ledges if you use it too early or too late, rather. So I want to say that was like a frame perfect bubble wand, honestly. Like any later, he would have been done. As Jackalacka falling off and damaging himself just for the swag, he gets that standing up first try.
Guy dive always
Tower
fun.
go for it. All right, so now it's Jack's turn. Let's see what Jack can pull out here while Tower goes on to Sandy Nut. They're just trading turns. They're keeping it interesting for the fans.
These have been pretty good runs from both of these guys. Again, it's mainly
Yeah,
just been
this has
small
been
movement
really
mistakes.
good. All right, so we're gonna see Jackalacka go for this. He's gonna take the middle. Very impartial man. First try setup. Nice.
Dang,
Nice.
that was
North
also pretty
Tower.
close. So, see
All
if
right,
Tower.
Tower's he's kind of moving around a little bit there. That's kind of
Ooh, skydive for the fans, baby.
Wow, for the fans.
for the fans as he gets it.
So,
Why?
Really good SpongeBob's dream from both of these runners.
Yeah, I think they're both. Yeah, so they're about to exit very close within each other. That's like 4 or 5. Sorry, that's like a 4-second difference right there. So that's crazy. They have the same. You know, Jack's ahead of Sock right now, I think, but that's only because I think Tower left behind just the Patrick spot, or the Patrick Sock rather. So
I'm on edge right now, man.
yeah, so Jack is 3 seconds behind Tower right now, and they're doing the same route at least up to this point. So this is insanely close. Oh, Jack now getting a jump out of that, so he's gonna be a little slow. It looks like he's gonna be about 5 seconds behind coming out of lobby here.
If they don't miss the jump here.
Yeah, if they don't miss the jump. All right, there we go. Both these guys getting it. Yeah, at this point, Jack is just a spatula animation behind Tower. Not even. All right, so yeah, Jack is still only like 4 seconds ahead, or sorry, 4 seconds behind. So Tower's got a very, 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 very small lead.
Let's see how safe these two play the melon throwing here.
All right, we're gonna see Tower go for the cutscene, and Jack is also gonna go for that cutscene. So they're both gonna get a checkpoint out of that in case they die. That does not protect them if they fall, however.
They can warp back though.
Yeah,
No-
it does give them. Yeah, sorry, it does give them the option to warp back here, whereas skipping that would make them have to warp all the way back to Squidward back there at the beginning of this section.
Tower kind of falling off on that platform. Still recovered it though. That was kind of sketch.
Yeah, that's gonna give Jack a little bit of time to catch up here. And again, this is how close they are right now. They've made it past Dream, both of them with like pretty much like the exact same dream. They had the exact same dream one, and they're here in Murmalayer. And the only thing that's letting Jack catch up to Tower is a slightly better funnel machine. That's how close they are right now.
Any minuscule movement mistake could make the difference in the end of the day.
And this is like the perfect example of these two guys, really good runners. You know, these are the people that you expect to see in this winner's quarters, putting in all of their power, all of the effort, all of their energy, and they're really showing, you know, this is what like really consistent good battle play looks like. And against each other, that just means that, you know, it's a battle of, okay, who's going to be slightly more optimal, slightly more consistent. It's all about that little extra bit that each of these guys can put in.
Tower about to do slide skip.
Now, this could potentially be a turning point. Oh, but it looks like
It's not
Tower's
yet. We'll
gonna
see
get
how
it
Jack
first
gets
try.
it. Jack gets it
Oh,
first try
Jack
too.
We've seen people miss it a few times in this.
No, it's
tournament.
definitely been there, and I was a little stressed, not gonna lie. But both of these guys showing me that there's nothing to worry about, and showing us that it's gonna stay a very tight, very close race.
And now it's time for the security tunnel.
And speaking of like situations where we might see uncommon time loss, this is another one too. Security tunnel. We've seen
Being slightly behind
a
the
few
cycle
missteps here as Jack kind
as
of stumbles
Jack
a little
might-
bit. He made the cycle, but just the raw movement itself is gonna lose him a little bit of time. He gets a yeah, and it's okay. He
Really?
held it. He held it.
Really
Wow.
really good job taking advantage of that damage boost.
He just reacted. That was. He just said, "You know what? I'm not afraid. I have no fear. No fear."
No, all that's left for these guys to do is just push a few buttons and then head out.
All right, so it looks like Jack is about. I want to say.
Oh,
Tower missing the button press. That's
and
pretty
Jack,
rare.
Ooh, going from behind the cage.
All right, so Jack is now only like 3 seconds behind Tower, so he's kind of made up a little bit of the time that he lost. So this is they're going into Sand Mountain after this. Since neither does it except
Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my.
What the sink? The sink!
Tower missing the button gave
Oh
Jack
my
enough time to
God.
tie him.
they're synced again.
Oh my god!
All he did was miss 2 bubble balls, and they're perfectly synced.
That's incredible.
Oh my goodness.
And Tower also missed a bubble bowl in the ballroom. He missed it once.
And look right there. Jack is behind because he had slightly slower measuring than Tower. That's how close this is. Going into Sand Mountain, they're halfway through the run.
now
And
Tower's
the only
back
reason Jack
ahead.
is behind is because he's menuing slower.
Tower getting ahead a little bit because he went for the cutscene skip, knowing that he didn't really need the extra shinies. Jack getting the shiny stack there just to be safe though.
Yeah, I actually think he wasn't behind, but yeah, he definitely wants a little bit of a safer buffer there on shinies, especially because he was a little bit behind coming out of Goo Lagoon, like we mentioned earlier.
All right, boys, Guppy Mountain time.
Now this Guppy Mountain part, this is gonna be game changing.
Looked like Jack entered the slide faster than Tower did. What the heck, man?
It's even, and it's all coming down to these small movement mistakes, small movement optimizations from both of these guys. All right, both of them with a successful billboard skip.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
This is
scary.
insanely close. This is just, I haven't seen a closer game. I have not seen a closer race.
This might be the best race of the tournament so far, guys. We're gonna call it now.
You're gonna curse it, man. What are you doing? Alright, we're gonna see him go for the sock. Jack gets back on the slide first. Yeah, so this is so close. And we're probably gonna see one of them take a different lead here. Oh, Jack with the ledge grab, and that's gonna put him behind a ledge grab.
Oh no!
Oh, he almost got hit there.
Ooh, he
That's a
didn't
little-
get the Thunder Tiki.
That's
Oh, he's
gonna
gonna go
lose
for
him
the
a few-
backup
He's gonna go
shot?
for the 2-frame. Doesn't get it.
Oh.
He'll be fine though.
Oh, that's gonna lose him a few seconds. The problem is that it matters right now. Like the way both these guys are playing, those few seconds matter a lot. Right, so it looks like Tower's gonna bowl that stack. Same with Jack.
Both of them gonna forego getting Lodge Sock, I take it.
We'll see. Yeah, I believe they will. Okay, so Tower's gonna go for it. Jackalacka will not. So we'll see. That means that Jack's gonna probably go for Dutchman Sock later in the run.
Oh, another
You
sink!
gotta be kidding me! This is a joke. Great. So this is gonna come down to Poseidon manips.
Or Industrial Park.
Same thing. Ugh.
This is insane. Tower's behind because he spent more time in the air.
Good thing neither of them got chucked.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that would have been awful. Yeah, that would have been. That's like worst case right there.
Well, it looks like Jack is gonna warp to Crabs, while Tower's gonna warp to Bikini Bottom.
Interesting, seeing as warping to Crabs does save more time.
Well, the thing is, if your menu is slow, he might, you know, if he's not confident in his menuing, it's actually slower. You can see how
Yeah.
Jack was pretty much moving the same pace there as Tower, just because it was a little slower. Jack's menu is a little slow, so.
Anyway, here we are in Industrial Park, and while we have the time, I'd like to remind everyone that PACE registrations are still open for April 25th to 28th. You'll be able to watch the finals for Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 64, and Celeste. Please type exclamation point in the chat for more info.
And Battle got in.
It did.
Yeah, Shift will be running 100%
That's
on
gonna be
on that
spicy.
Sunday. I believe Jared, Jelly, and Ringo will be couching on as well.
That'd be a rare, spicy opportunity to see the namesake of this, or I guess the anti-namesake of this category.
Oh, yes.
SBA. So while SBA might not be the greatest in any percent, it is really, really nice to have in 100%. It's pretty much just better for the category.
Better than jumping off a bridge for 10 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
Instead, you get to see the number 10 on screen for 5 minutes. Oh!
Don't forget, you also get to relive the experience of being at a carnival.
Yeah, I agree. I think I got kicked out of one of those for doing that to a skee ball machine. Oh no, it was a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm sorry.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so right now, yeah, this is still like, I think Jack had slightly better manips, but like Tower's just behind him. Now, what I will say is that Phase 3 is definitely gonna split these guys up, unless they both do the same. You know, unless they're both like studied the Alex 97 manips for ages on end. Is Jackalacka giving us a little bit of like a, do I dare dub that the Rafflecopter? He was just sitting there.
I wonder if Jack was gonna go for like that swingers thing that Rubber found the other day.
Maybe.
Turn Sandy into a pancake.
I agree. I feel like pancake RNG, you know, that might make a difference. Oh no, it looks like Tower is gonna drown!
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, oh my god.
Unbelievable!
That's so unfortunate.
Wow.
And
I can't believe
that's
that.
a huge time loss for Tower. That's on the magnitude of like a minute. That's really huge.
How did we not catch that right away?
Well, it was just because like it was so clean, and then and that's the thing is that drowning on that last the last couple hits of phase 2, sorry, it just comes up on you. Sometimes it just happens. You're not ready for it, and that's exactly how it happens. Is that if you're not prepared for cases like that where the boxes are delayed on spawning, it just gets brutal.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like that's really going to solidify Jackalacka's lead in this race. Very scary stuff.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity for Jack. Both of these guys being completely even up to this point now. Jack has a huge opportunity. He's got on the magnitude of almost a minute here ahead of Tower. So this could be huge for him, and if he can keep it up, he can seal this one out.
Oh man, looking at this back on replay, it looked like Tower, when he tried to cancel the damage animation from Patrick, he just walked off the box.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like Jackalacka is going to get horrible luck. Looks like Robo Patrick is going to be landing in the back right corner.
Yeah, I mean that's what Tower's got to be praying for at this point. Is Jackalacka really needs to do poorly on these manips to give him a really good chance of getting back into it.
Yeah, but if Jackalacka has if Tower has a really good phase 3, that could really balance this one back out. And it looks like Jackalacka, he's gonna land on the other side yet again.
Yes, the really rough manips for Jack. He's going for Oh, he gets
The
it. Wow.
snap.
I
Hit
didn't
him
think
on the
he-
arm?
hit
I've
him-
never seen that before.
This is some Call of Duty right here. Is hit him on the arm to kill him.
All right, it looks like Jackalacka is going to be entering rock bottom now. Meanwhile, Tower finishing up phase 3.
Yeah, that's rough for Tower. Jack had some pretty poor manips, but this phase is like so like the phases in Robopad are so long. If you die, it's a really big deal. So right now, this is Jack's opportunity to just take as much as possible. See how much he can get. Go for heck, he might even go for some riskier stuff to see if he can destroy his lead even further.
Really unfortunate to see the race go like this. It had been so neck and tight, and to see that these two go so far apart because of an industrial park death is really unfortunate.
Well, I think this is an important test for Tower. This is an important part for him because he needs to stay calm, not get flustered that happened. It's a big deal, yeah, but Jack had a little bit of slop with his manips in phase 3 while Tower's looking pretty good. Even if he is a little bit behind, those manips were good, so that gives him a little bit of a comeback there. But he's just really got to stay focused, not let it get to his head, because that's the only way he's going to get back into this.
Alright, now it looks like right now there's still a solid 1 minute lead from Jackalacka. Looks like he will be going for the bubble buddy boost.
Bubble
It's
buddy
gonna-
boost.
It's gonna be hard to see any breathing room given up until this point, because both of these guys are really consistent in late game.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like we've seen really consistent play from Jack throughout this whole tournament. Like he got a 58 on his first race, I think it was. So he's been looking very good, and more importantly, very consistent, which is the biggest deal in this race environment. As he gets hit by the chuck. Ah!
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna get a cruise. Okay, so he gets his cruise boost off without getting interrupted by the chuck. So now we gotta think about Jack a little
Oh
bit.
no,
He's
no,
having
no,
a little
no,
bit of trouble.
Jackalacka. Jackalacka missing the bash twice.
And I have to mention this too, because this is an equally high pressure situation for Jack if he lets it be too. He has to not get too big into his lead, because it's really easy to just say, I'm ahead. I'll go for a bunch of crazy stuff. Let me go for rock skip. Let me go for one frame forbidden. But
Wouldn't make sense to go for that in any scenario, to be fair.
I mean, he runs 16. Oh, can he get the cycle?
Looks like
Okay,
he's still
but
gonna
he
get
got it,
the
he got it, he
cycle.
got it.
Meanwhile, Tower, he's gonna go grab that spatula.
Misses the RCB though. He got his second try. That's not. I mean, RCB is pretty quick, so that's good. Not gonna lose a lot of time.
Jack's
here.
lead is still pretty big, but I don't think he would want to see this snowball.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty good. Besides that little mistake at the beginning, pretty good sponge museum from Jackalacka.
Tower making up some time, not getting chugged.
Not kidding. All right, so right now Tower's gonna go in there. So I think he's behind by about 40 seconds, 50 seconds right now.
He's behind pretty much by an entire museum segment, so yeah.
Yeah,
40 to 50 seconds. Still, any major mistake could give him a chance to catch
Oh yeah,
up.
and I mean, we should mention right now we have Sleepy Skip coming up for Jack, which can be a kind of slippery segment, not only because the trick involves slipping and sliding and bashing, but also just because that sliding animation can be a little bit tricky to get a bash off of, because the game doesn't always like to let you bash when you're not on the ground.
Yeah, trust me, I know a lot about that. Oh, but it
Oh,
looks like
he
oh no!
Yeah,
You hate to see it.
You
but
hate to
again,
see-
and that's exactly the kind of stuff that Tower needs right now to get back into this race. So that's going to give him a little bit of an opportunity to get back in it. But Jackalacka getting a second try, not going to give up that easily. He's not going to give up this lead. He's not going to say, let's just keep it even. He's going to say, you know what? I want to prove that I came here to compete and I came to win.
Absolutely. And Jackalacka is going to be working his way through the trench now. Meanwhile, Tower is going to be entering the trench. He's going to be grabbing the spatula and then warping over to do Sleepy Skip.
You just know Tower is gonna be scratching and clawing his way, trying to get back into this, because he's too good of a player to let this just dissipate from him.
Still, but it looks like both players... Ooh. Let's see how sleepy skip goes for Tower. Looks like Tower will get the sleepy skip first try. Now that's going to allow him to catch up a little bit to Jack.
Jack now gonna do some backtracking and do prawn skip first.
Yeah.
I know he's been having a little bit of trouble with it lately. Getting the cruise cancel.
He got the
however.
cruise cancel.
Very nice cruise cancel from Jackalacka. It's going to be
very
clean through the
clean.
wall, no problem. Bashing up for the setup.
Nice.
He's just going to hit that trigger straight
Alright.
up.
Tyler's gonna clean out this rock bottom segment as well.
All right, ballroom clip coming up. This could be big.
Yeah, so if he gets this, you know, a few tries, it could be good for Tower. But if he gets this fast, it could be a time sink for Tower later on as well. So, but it looks like Jack can have a little bit of trouble. We're
Oh,
on the
no.
fourth try, fifth try. Oh, not quite. Yeah, he's having a little bit of trouble getting this set up.
Meanwhile,
Here.
Tower getting it
Tower
first.
getting it first try.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
He popped it out.
All right. If Tower gets a clean prawn skip,
Although he
Oh, and he
missed
missed
warped.
warped.
So that might give up a little bit of time that he got. Jack's still on this. This is rough. He gets it finally. So that's going to be a 15-second difference now only between these guys. Only 15 seconds.
this is getting close again, despite the industrial park death.
Very, very close right now. Again, they're only, you know, like, it's even less than 15 seconds apart at this point, I think. It might be like 10.
You just don't know what's gonna
Yeah, it
happen.
looks like
man.
it's about an 11 to 12 second difference between both the players now.
Yeah, so this is getting very close again. We might see them sync up again.
Yeah, but it just goes to show how difficult some of these strats might be. And it looks like Tower, he's going to be going for
He's going to do
load
kids first.
cycle.
Oh, missing the first kid.
Oh no, that's a devastating time loss. Looks like he's going to be absolutely off cycle, the first kid. Now, if I were him, I would reload, especially since he's doing load cycle kids. But it looks like he is going to hit the first kid. Now let's see how he handles the second kid. Meanwhile, Jackalacka finishing
He's
up
gonna
over the
start
load.
kids
He's gonna
now.
be
He'll do
going
death
for
cycle.
kids.
All right, he gets that cruise boost first try, so he's going to be looking at a good kids here.
Tower picking up the second kid, no problem at all. Let's see,
I
looks like he's a
would-
little bit off cycle for the third kid. Meanwhile, Jackalacka getting the first kid.
Tower's been recovering pretty well to his credit.
Yeah, I think that was one of those situations though where if you're Tower, you got to recognize that third kid is not doing you any favors.
Gosh, I
You
feel
should
like
just
a
skip on to the
soccer
fourth
commentator.
one. Why is that?
Just
Back and
talking so
forth.
fast, like.
I mean,
that.
this match is happening like so fast. You know, both these
Absolutely.
guys, every you know, not like every race. Right now in this race, every single step matters for both of these guys.
But it
That's
looks
where
like-
they're at right now.
Ooh.
So missing that first kid definitely gave Jack a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, so now we're gonna see Tower a little bit more behind.
He's
gonna-
Oh,
He's
nice.
gonna
He's
bubble
gonna
bust.
get the animation skip.
Oh, that was really smart there from him. So that actually saved him a good bit of time. That saved him a whole it saved him drowning.
Definitely
Yeah.
explains the routing change there, deciding to go for kids first.
Yeah, even now, after the mistakes that Tower made in kids, they're still like the same distance apart that they were before, 12 seconds. So much better execution on Tower's part. Meanwhile, Jackalacka is going to be getting the cruise boost, and he's going to be jumping up and over the water, out of bounds. He's going to be making his way toward the Jellyfish Fields caves. Meanwhile, Tower is going to be warping.
Not going for the RCB.
Yeah, the RCB there is interesting.
How much you guys want to wager that this one's going to get down to fast brain?
And Tower, with the spin jump strat.
Yeah, I
is
mean
not gonna
Jack
sound right.
could have made that as well, but I think he just wanted to play it safe. But I think Tower recognized that he was fine, which is good on him. You know,
You think
if
we're gonna see a
do it
rock
enough,
skip from
you know.
either of these players?
I don't think so. I think, you know, Jack, while he had the time to play risky earlier, I don't think he wants to play that risky anymore.
And
You
you're
know,
right about
just
that,
because,
because it looks
like,
like he's gonna be going around.
Yeah, he's gonna go around.
Not going for
Boy.
rock skip. If Tower goes for it, he could make up some time.
It
Yeah,
looks
the
like Jackalacka gonna get the
Yeah, he's
fast
gonna-
actually grab.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna see Tower gonna go for it.
Rock skip. All right, let's see how this goes. He's gonna get the spin, the jump.
Whoa, okay, just barely. That was a little sloppy, but he's managed to clean it out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the kind of short stuff he needs. That's good on Tower. Recognizing, you know, like, he's just got to go for it at this point if he wants to stay in this. Because honestly, you're right. Like, at this point, at the way these guys are playing, it might come down to fast brain.
Yeah, I agree. You know, there's still a 12-second difference between Jackalacka and Tower, with him barely in the lead.
Just when you think it's over, it never is.
It never is. And that's interesting because just like what I was thinking earlier, you know, with Jack, you know, being ahead by so much, and I think that's kind of why he tried a few things that were a little riskier, is just because these are time saves that you're used to getting in runs, but in a race environment, you might not want to go for them because you don't want to lose this lead, like kind of Tower's been behind, which is interesting to see him go for those risky strats because he kind of just said, you know what, I don't really care if I'm behind. I don't really care if if I miss this because you know what? I'm not gonna miss this. I'm gonna get it first try and I'm gonna make up this time.
Meanwhile, Jack going to be on the hardest part of the race.
Oh,
Oh
no.
boy, can he get these shots?
I guess the
One.
first one.
2.
Oh, can he
I
get the
can't
last
look.
one?
And
Did he get it?
gets it.
Yes!
boom goes the dynamite.
Oh my god, that was so close.
So they are one whole boss fight apart right now. This is ridiculous.
Tower pull it off. Oh, and he got it.
Oh my god.
Just fantastic execution from both players.
He does it.
Jack very far ahead on shinies right now.
Yeah, I mean, he did go for a couple of shiny backup strats, but both of these guys should be fine on shinies going into the late game. As we see, both of them are over 3,000, which is kind of what you're aiming for by the end of Kelp. So. All right, so we're going to see Jackalacka finish out JF with Tower not very far behind. And so Jack is going to start up Kelp Forest.
49 exits.
Yeah, so it looks like Tower's about 10 seconds behind, maybe 12. So that's not a big lead at all by any means.
11-second difference.
Oh, but Jack with the cutscene skip. Let's go. We'll see if Tower goes for it.
Now, are we gonna see the trademarked Curtis Leaf strat from Jackalacka?
Tower
not getting the cutscene skip. Okay, so that's gonna put him behind a couple seconds.
Oh, really clean lead
Oh!
strat. Let's go.
Big day.
Let's see how Tower does with it.
Jump, and he gets it.
The Leaf strat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. As we get Jackalacka heading to the slide with Tower at the bottom.
Looks like he's gonna be extra safe with his setup for the Kelp slide skip.
Yeah, well, at this point, like, he can't afford to miss that. He can't afford to miss much. He's only got a little bit of a lead on Tower, so any reload is gonna cut into his lead a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like each runner, you know, they're like one miss warp apart.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, like, and that's how crazy this race has been this entire time. Is just these guys are at each other's throats so close.
These guys' gameplay, like in this part of the game, has just been so similar, scary.
And this is kind of that. I think one big factor for this is it's a little bit of a variation on, but it is essentially what has been the established, you know, high level route for a good amount of time, at least like the past, you know, 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year if I'm not an old man and don't, you know, remember my times right. But this has kind of been what the established route has been for a while, so it's kind of in these guys' head a lot. You know, it's really ingrained in there. So
Jack gotta go for Sponge Swamp. Oh my!
Oh, he's gonna do it. He does it. Oh
And
my
he got
goodness.
it.
What a legend!
Unbelievable.
Wow.
I haven't seen anyone go for that.
He's done it before.
Yeah, he's
So
just going for
Oh my
it.
god, he just goes for it.
Wow.
He got it. That's crazy.
Jack
That's gonna
really-
give him a good advantage there.
Jack
Yeah,
really
he is
tried to make sure
committed
this.
to getting that lead back.
Yeah, trying to make sure this lead is as good as possible.
Well, and that's important because it's gonna give him a good buffer here going into SpongeBob's dream. That's gonna give him the opportunity to miss a warp, miss a cruise boost, whatever you need. But he's not gonna miss a cruise boost. So unless he misses a jump, you know, that's where we're at right now.
Oh dang! Oh, super fast cycle from Jackalacka.
Okay, yeah, it's because he does the full hop there,
Tower
So
gonna get the
that's
finish
what
the bachelor
gives him that
first
time.
while.
Oh my god!
Ooh,
Jack,
very
why are you
close.
doing this to my heart?
Jack has always said that that's just how he does it, and he doesn't know why people get so scared of when he does it. But you know what?
Well,
Clean.
that's the thing. A lot of these guys
Clean.
have strats that you see them do it, and you're like, ah! But they have it. They're fine. They know their setups. They know their strats. They know how they like to do it, and the way they like to do it usually ends up being pretty quick for them.
Oh, it looks like he's going for... Oh, so he's going to be bowling out of his cruise boost there.
Pretty interesting.
I
Tower
wonder
looking to
why.
finish up a really good Squid's Dream too.
Oh, my God! It's a disaster!
Commentators curse.
Oh,
that's not bad.
that's not commentator. That's like commentators like ancestral like revenge right there. You just ended
No
his career.
freaking-
Wow.
No freaking way, man. I can't believe that just happened.
That's so unfortunate. All right, so now it's kind of
Unbelievable.
it's up to Tower as he loses a little bit of that lead that he was starting to catch back up on. Now Jack really has the opportunity to close it out and run away with it. As Tower's going to be playing catch up as we go into Dutchman here.
He could really stamp his foot down here and just finish it out with a strong Dutchman.
And I mean, we have to give a big shout out to Jack here, I think, because Jack has been insanely consistent this whole race.
Tower is
start
also
up here.
Tower's also done a really good job. It's just a few unfortunate mistakes that have cost them still being potentially maybe even ahead of this race.
Yeah, this is starting to get into interesting territory here as we enter the graveyard for Tower.
Tower not having the best of pole boosts there.
Oh,
I
I
think
think Jackalacka is going to get slicked.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
He'll be fine.
Oh, is it
Oh,
gonna fall off though? He didn't go for the camera. That's.
oh, and
not...
Tower! Tower's going to be reloading. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
no.
No. It's just
It's
disaster.
hard here for Tower because at this point in the race, he's just like there's a lot going on. There's a lot that hasn't gone in the way, and he got a nice jump there, by the way. That was a pretty clean jump there without having the ledge grab. But it's hard to stay focused in this kind of environment. So he's really got to close it out, narrow it down, finish it out.
Yeah, but it looks like Jackalacka does have approximately a 65-second lead on Tower. Very unfortunate.
Going
Very,
for
very
boat
unfortunate.
bash.
Oh, no.
Doesn't get it. Not quite. That would have been hype. He's gonna get a little bit of an awkward skip there too. So
Looks like he's going to be bowling out of it, being extra safe.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to risk anything else. You know, he kind of has some room right now. At that, he can kind of as Tower gets a ledge grab. Another really close call for Tower, but yeah, he's at the point where, you know, this late in the race, you kind of just want to close it out, especially because Tower's been the one that's kind of initiating these transactions.
It looks like, oh,
Having a little bit of
bit
trouble with that button. Man, honestly, these were some really good runs for both of these guys. Just some
Yeah, I mean, even now, these are still really good runs for both of these guys.
just
You know,
some odd circumstances popping up out of nowhere
it's close.
that you don't really see from either of these guys at this level. It's the nerves, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
yeah, but it looks like Jackalacka is on very low one flat pace.
This is more or less his to lose now.
Yeah, we'll see. We still do have Robo Sponge coming up, and you know, some of the runners have been having trouble on that. You know, in these kinds of close situations, it can be a really big deal. So
On Tower, he's going to go for the early cruise boost.
yeah, no, he's not gonna want to close that out because if you miss that without getting the Krause warp, that's it. That's game. It loses so much time because you have to warp all the way back to that second segment. You basically have to do boat bash again, and he's gonna slip there.
Oh no!
Oh no.
looks like Jackalacka will be getting Dutchman skip. Very clean. And looks
Yeah,
like
and Tower's got to wait. He's just got to
waiting.
sit on his thumbs.
Got to avoid the chuck missile.
Oh, he's
Oh,
yeah.
no!
Juffing. Man.
Yeah, Tower having a kind of a hard time closing out. He's gonna give himself a little bit of boost here by going up here, not having to wait too long, but he's still got to wait. I mean, he got high.
This is what I was talking about earlier, like letting those mistakes snowball.
Yeah, it looks like Jackalacka is
Jack
actually
going
on
for
pace
the
to get a
RCB.
mid-59.
And he skips the entire cutscene there with his RCB. That was good stuff there from Jack, as he's gonna start the end of this run, going into Jackalacka Lab.
Jack with some ruthless gameplay, despite the pretty sizable lead he's got.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's true, and he can still 59 at this point, and barely getting that skip to. So this is just clean from him right now. We might soon get a
fast
we should be
train.
seeing. Oh, no, he's gonna play it safe.
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
like 59.30 or so pace,
Dang.
give or take.
Gonna finish out a really good no reset.
Yeah, really good from Jack. Good on him for just wanting to close it out. Nothing too fancy. Just some good, solid battle. Let's not count Tower out though. He's finishing up here. He's gonna finish around the one flat mid mark, probably around. Actually, no, probably more around
From
101.
watching, I'll tell you this right now. For watching this race, he's gonna give whoever he's gonna have to go up against in losers, which I believe will be Ringo, a ton of
It
trouble.
is. It is.
Tower's certainly proved his ceiling is very high.
For sure, and I think that's going to be a really, really cool match to look out for when he faces Ringo up in losers. Is Jackalacka finishing out with a 59-34 to close out this winners quarterfinal match?
He will
Wow.
be
I
facing
believe that was a
other.
little bit closer to a
Yeah.
59-31.
He'll be
it was.
facing the other top seed in this tournament,
Which is
Unova.
Unova, yeah.
That's
Oh,
gonna be a
boy.
great race to watch.
I mean, if we're already seeing Jack and Tower have this good of a race with Unova in the picture, you know, I think we're going to see some really special gameplay from both of those guys when it comes down to winners semis.
All right, I believe we're gonna have Jack join for interview. Jack.
Jack is not here.
I think we have to wait for both of them to finish.
It looks
All
like
right.
Tower going to be wrapping it up. Let's see how this goes.
And here we are.
Oh, he's going for the ball. Oh,
I guess not.
Racing ferocity.
Oh, and you got
oh
yeah.
no.
He's going to
Not even
reload.
reload.
Okay, he's gonna reload.
Nice and safe from him. Oh, looks like he is going to get the side strat.
Yeah, he just needed to get his flow there. That's all he needed. So the reload was a smart choice on his part.
Better change tactics and fast.
Now the question is, do we see fast rain? Do we
I hope
see it?
so.
I don't believe so.
He's gonna do it!
Oh, he's gonna do
gonna
it
do
for
it.
the fans!
Hi guys.
He's gonna get it.
Oh,
Wait, he's going for it.
Setup.
He's gonna. Okay, he's got it. He's in the brain. Oh, he's
Oh.
got to clip it. Wait, he's got to clip it. Okay, is he in the brain? Okay, he's gonna go for the inside here. Doesn't quite get the fuse. There he goes.
Oh, he's going around.
He gets a tasty bash there to make it across.
Ooh.
All right, so we're gonna see him close this out with a nice showing from Fast Brain and Tower with the 101.40. Good stuff there. Really nice Fast Brain. All right, so this is it. We have your winners quarterfinal winner, Jackalacka over Tower TV. We're gonna see Tower face Ringo in losers quarters for his next match. So wow, I gotta say, just right off the bat, both
Alright,
of you
guys.
really
Hey.
good showing.
Tower, that was crazy. We were like, I looked over at Guppy Mound and our timers were ticking at the same intervals. It's crazy.
We were really in sync for like the late, early and mid game, but then you know
that was crazy.
that was crazy.
Yeah,
That was a great race to watch.
I gotta give you mad props for going for Fast Brain. I just was not. I didn't.
Yo, I
wanna
had
go
to do it
for
for fans.
Yeah, gotta
For
do
the
it for
fans.
Gotta do it for the fans. So yeah, you guys mentioned, you know, we had earlier in the race, early game, mid game, you guys were right there with each other. You know, how are you guys feeling knowing that you guys were, you know, there were like at least 4 or 5 points where you were almost like in sync, like completely.
I thought it was pretty funny. I just thought
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, no, I was enjoying it. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I that was a really fun race.
I'm just in awe of the level of gameplay we got to witness tonight. That was really impressive from both of you.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, no, awesome job, Tower. There was just that was crazy.
Yeah, GG Jack, legend.
So,
So- Yeah.
looking ahead on the schedule tonight, in about a half hour, we'll be seeing Rock Chalk 19 face Mr. Jimmy Steele 25 in this SM64 16-star league. Also, the brackets are now set. As mentioned earlier, Univo will be facing Jackalacka in the winners semis, while the losers quarterfinals will have Ringo Tongo facing Tower and Seal facing Pixelated Chaos. You do not want to miss those.
Yeah, those are definitely gonna be some exciting matches.
Yeah, I definitely got to commentate some of those.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely going to be some spicy stuff. And thank you again to Jack and Tower. You guys had really close race. It was great to see such high-level gameplay from the both of you.
Yeah,
Good
no,
luck
that
to
was-
both of you guys.
It's fun playing to Jack.
Yeah, no, that was really fun.
The
Thanks for-
rematch that was about 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
Rematch, 2 years in the making.
Yeah, Milo, could you put the image in chat for the fans?
No.
No.
All right. I think with that,
All right,
we're gonna call it here.
All right, thank you again, Jessway and Colin, for helping me commentate tonight. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate everyone for watching tonight. We'll see you for the next race.
Yeah, see you guys.
See
See
you
ya.
around.